The 2025 NFL season is almost here, and, Browns fans, there's a storm brewing in Berea that could reshape the future of this franchise in ways we never anticipated. This isn't your usual offseason chatter. It's about a behind-the-scenes battle, a potential trade that could shake up the secondary, and a coach whose fate may depend on what happens in the coming months. If you think last season was crazy, buckle up. Things are about to get even more interesting, and I'm here to keep you informed, and the only cost is clicking the like button below, and if possible, comment here, Dawg Pound. Now, let's start with the one name that has everyone talking, Shedeur Sanders. Just a few months ago, many had him pegged as a first-round lock. He was the face of Colorado football, the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, throwing for over 7,300 yards and 64 touchdowns in just 2 seasons. But something no one expected happened. He fell hard, all the way to pick 144. The Cleveland Browns, seemingly out of nowhere, scooped him up in the 5th round. For a team that cycled through quarterbacks like trading cards last year, grabbing Sanders wasn't just a move, it might have been a message. Right now, Cleveland has a crowded QB room. Joe Flacco, the seasoned vet. Kenny Pickett, the former first-rounder from Pittsburgh. Dillon Gabriel, a promising 3rd-round rookie. And now, Shedeur Sanders. It's not just about depth, it's about survival. The Browns started 5 quarterbacks in 2023 and still made the playoffs. Then, 2024 came, and they spiraled to just 3 wins with 4 different starters. If that tells us anything, it's that this franchise is desperate for stability under center. And the front office knows it. Which is why Kevin Stefanski, despite all the chaos, is still here. 2-time Coach of the Year. Somehow weathered the Deshaun Watson debacle and still pulled off 11 wins in 2023. The rumors about his job security? Forget them. Mary Kay Cabot shut that down on the Ken Carman show, stating clearly that Stefanski is not on the hot seat. In fact, the Browns leadership is giving him a 2-year runway to find the guy, the next face of the franchise. And that journey, whether it ends in glory or another gut punch, might just begin with Shedeur Sanders. But this isn't just about quarterbacks. Not when there's tension brewing in the secondary. Remember Greg Newsome too? Former first-round pick. A key piece of Cleveland's defense. Now, he's not happy. Newsome's been pushed into the slot, with Martin Emerson Jr. and Denzel Ward locking down the outside. He's voiced his frustration. A nagging hamstring injury in 2024 didn't help either. And now, there's a trade scenario floating around. Analyst Corey Woodruff floated a deal that would send Newsome to Miami for a 2026 5th-rounder, with Cleveland also shipping off a 7th. Now, think about that. A first-round talent, still only 24, potentially out the door for a late pick, because Miami just traded away Jalen Ramsey and has a glaring hole at outside corner. Newsome could walk in and start tomorrow. For Cleveland, it's more complicated. They value his versatility. They need insurance in case of injuries or if Emerson regresses. But if Newsome doesn't win back a starting spot in camp, or if he keeps pushing for a different role, don't be shocked if GM Andrew Berry pulls the trigger before the trade deadline. Training camp is just around the corner. Rookies report July 18th. Veterans on the 22nd. That's when the real fireworks begin. Sanders will be fighting for every rep, so will Gabriel. Pickett and Flacco won't just roll over either. Stefanski's going to be forced to make tough decisions, and soon. This isn't a normal camp. It's an audition. A proving ground. Not just for quarterbacks, but for Stefanski himself. Because here's the truth, the Browns hold 2 first-round picks in the 2026 draft, and it's shaping up to be a loaded quarterback class. If Sanders or Gabriel doesn't seize the moment, the team might look to the draft once again. But if one of them hits, Cleveland could finally have its answer. After years of searching, of misfires and maybes, the next great Browns quarterback might already be on the roster. And if it's Sanders, the irony is staggering. From a 5th-round fall to a franchise savior? Only in Cleveland. Let me stop right here and ask you, Browns fans, what do you think? Should Shedeur Sanders be given a real shot to win the starting job? Is it time to move on from Greg Newsome if the fit isn't right? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And here's where it gets even more intense, because the Browns aren't just battling to find their quarterback of the future or reshuffle their secondary. They're battling time. Every day that passes without a clear leader under center puts more pressure on the coaching staff, more eyes on the front office, and more weight on every single rep taken in training camp. Shedeur Sanders knows this. And that's what's made his attitude so compelling. The confidence? Still there. But gone is the spotlight of Boulder, the fanfare, the headlines. In Cleveland, it's about grit. About seizing every chance, no matter how small. At minicamp, Sanders didn't whine or point fingers about falling in the draft. Instead, he said something that should hit home with every fan: nobody cares how many reps you got. Everybody cares about production. That's the mindset of someone who gets it. And that's exactly the kind of mentality this team needs right now. But don't count out Dillon Gabriel just yet. The Browns invested a third-round pick in him for a reason. The former Oklahoma star is smart, efficient, and already earning quiet praise for his poise. With veterans like Pickett and Flacco ahead of them, both Sanders and Gabriel are fighting for that chance to prove they can be the guy, not someday, but now. And it's not just an open competition, it's an open wound. The quarterback instability over the past few years has been nothing short of exhausting. Deshaun Watson's situation? A mess that continues to cast a long shadow over the franchise. Starting 5 QBs in 2023 and 4 more in 2024 isn't just a stat, it's a symbol of a team that's been unable to find solid footing at the most important position in football. And that's why this training camp is different. It's why every throw matters. Why every decision Stefanski makes could echo into the 2026 draft. Because make no mistake, those 2 first-round picks are not just a safety net, they're leverage. If the Browns see something in Sanders or Gabriel, they might finally stop the endless cycle of resets and restarts. But if they don't, they'll use those picks to swing big again, and this entire QB room could be flipped overnight. Meanwhile, the situation with Greg Newsome could go either way. His 5th-year option is fully guaranteed at $13.4 million, and that price tag matters. Miami, desperate for a corner after losing Jalen Ramsey, is circling. Woodruff's proposal, Newsome and a 7th for a 5th-rounder, might seem like a light return on paper, but it's about fit, not flash. Cleveland may not be shopping Newsome, but they're definitely listening. And if he can't carve out a role, or if the hamstring issues linger, it's easy to see a scenario where the Browns cut ties mid-season. The front office is keeping all options open, and that includes the coaching staff. Stefanski, for now, is safe. But the pressure to deliver, not just wins, but clarity at quarterback, is immense. The Browns have the roster talent. They have a defense that can win games. What they don't have, yet, is an identity at the most important position. And that's why every fan should be watching this offseason with laser focus. So, now I'll turn it back to you. Are you buying into the Shedeur Sanders story? Can he go from 5th-round steal to franchise quarterback? Or is Dillon Gabriel the better bet? Should the Browns move on from Greg Newsome if it helps solidify other parts of the roster? And what would success look like for Kevin Stefanski this season? Let's talk about it in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're breaking down everything you need to know about your Cleveland Browns as this franchise heads into one of the most critical seasons in recent memory. Let's ride this wave together. Go Browns!